Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the show. It is time for Game 2 in the very near future. CLG and Goose are getting themselves back in. Looks like we have 4 in from both teams. They're saying Goose is first pick. CLG is going to pick side, although they said we are side. Actually, he said we are siode. Shouster with a couple of typos there, but we don't know which side it's going to be necessarily. But we'll kind of see as this pans out. But so, what kind of lessons do you think Goose is going to learn from that first game?
Don't let Hotshot farm. He actually still had the highest farm in the game as we came into the end. And although we know Hotshot for that farm shot, GG, that's just what he does. And he actually turns games around. We saw Jack's games that he turns around, this Galio game that he really turned around for his team with the initiations on flashing and ulting. But he was face tanking 100% health turrets for his team. I mean, you can do that in the other game. It's common, but he was doing it, like 30 minutes into the game, they kind of had like 4 minions and he was half health. So yeah, go ahead and tank it. And that just shows, his build, his understanding of the other team. And Hotshot really played well that game for his team, as well as, St. Vicious coming in, helping out Big Fat up top a lot. There was a lot of focus on Singed, and I really think that helped the game as well, not allowing him to be too tanky. And he did take damage from Galio's ulti, so that kind of throws Singed out of the fight a little bit more in the end, because usually that damage is only like a little bit, and you're like, yeah, he can't be focused anymore. And they did. They focused him a lot, and that's not something you see very often. So they had a really good understanding of what was going on. So it's going to be hard for Goose to pull that one around, because they really don't have anybody that can just be like, we can ban this person and have that not happen again. Because that was a pretty just solid team.
Absolutely. He really did play pure tank.
Yeah.
And, his actual score was 0-0-19. 0 kills, 0 deaths, 19 assists. Was in most of the fights, had brought Summoner Teleport. He started out mid to counter Karthus, which was a really smart choice. Yeah. But eventually then, once it got into the mid to late game where Kennen felt safe fighting Karthus, they switched over. He went solo top against Singed, and of course he had so much MR plus Bulwark, like Singed can't touch him anymore. Yeah. And he just kept farming and pushing through and doing cool things, and he could teleport into a fight or run down, help his team initiate. And he did a lot of good things there. So he definitely was a good key player there. Chowster stayed alive quite well. I mean, the entire team, of course, played quite phenomenally, aside from Big Fat LP giving away first blood. They did a good job overall. I mean, they certainly played a very safe game. That they lost a couple of individual lanes, but their team play, and it really just shows how good they are as an actual team, where you can always challenge individual skill in any given players. After every tournament game I ever see CLG play, someone always calls out one of the players for a mistake. It always happens, right? There's always a thread like, oh my gosh, blank is the worst player on CLG. And it's different every tournament.
Oh, of course.
There's just they just alternate worst players. But as a team, they always sort of seem to come through. They also seem to lose game 1 a lot and then win the rest. It seems to be a signature of CLG.
Yeah, they're not a morning team.
Yeah, they're the negative SK. SK wins game 1, then manages to get countered. But CLG is very good at learning as a team from their mistakes and making that work quite well. So we are happy to go.
Indeed, I believe everybody is in the match right now.
Yeah, we do have all 10.
Get this started up here.
We have all 10 in. And Chowster, thankfully, is actually wearing that Tibbers icon, that Tibbers summoner icon. That is, of course, the best summoner icon.
Iconic.
I see what you did there. Awesome. Thank you, Riv.
All right, so it looks like we're going to throw this into the draft in just a few seconds here. They're going to get their players picked out and banned out, as we said. They do ban, and then they pick. But like I said, really between the other, for CLG, there was, a Kennen. You don't ban Kennen. Galio, I mean, you can choose to ban Galio, but he probably won't play Galio again. He could just throw out a Cho'Gath and be just as tanky. So like I said, it's going to be hard for Goose to come out of that being like, there's no like a Lee Sin specific ban or something like that. Lee Sin rocked us in the jungle. They may ban Udyr. I could see them banning that against St. Vicious. But we'll have to see. We have a Kassadin coming out right away for a ban on Goose to the Zillion of CLG.
Yeah, I mean, we did see Lee Sin ban last time. He's definitely one of the scariest junglers.
Right, yeah.
There's sort of a sort of in the current play style, there seems to be like a top 3 jungler setup. Yeah. Where the teams just from the champions they practice, there's like 3 favorite junglers, and it's Udyr, Lee Sin, and Nocturne. These sort of big fighter guys. And you see, CLG's banning Galio. And here's the thing, I knew it too, because Galio was first pick for CLG, and he's been a very, very common choice here. People are starting to really, really love that solo Galio. He can counter a mage in mid. He's a great initiator. He's a great tank. It lets you play a fighter jungler. He's just super, super powerful there. Cassiopeia ban that's aimed at Big Fat LP, super strong laner here. And now it's going to be its first pick time, and we're going to see if they ban out Lee Sin or Nocturne, if they leave both junglers in there, or if they're going to go for a fast mage. Kassadin is kind of a targeted ban to let Karthus be played. Kassadin actually outlanes Karthus really, really hard and just has a good playstyle there, because Karthus kind of comes into a fight. If you silence him before he can land Defile on, he's just screwed. And he can't flash into the fight. He can't turn on Defile. It's really, really bad for Karthus players there. So Gangplank ban, interesting. So Gangplank's actually banned out. We'll see if they rush Lee Sin. Lee Sin's pretty powerful jungler there. Galio, Zillion, those are the very, very big NA picks. Oh, they love Kog'Maw.
Yeah, that was
right.
a ban out last game.
He was, yeah.
Yep.
And you know, I don't unfortunately know Goose all that well, but it seems, yeah, they really love that Kog'Maw. I think Lemon God was the AD player there.
Yep,
Lemon God, quite the Kog'Maw player.
We'll have to see what he throws out. He's definitely going to be going for that attack. He's not really artillery, so you can play Kog'Maw either or. You can go for artillery snipes on the AP, but like we said, he was AD. We'll have to see who does
I'm calling Morgana.
Oh yeah,
I'm calling Morgana.
For CLG?
Yeah, like actually both Morgana and Lee Sin almost. I don't like. I'll be wrong on both of those probably, but I believe we're gonna see a Morgana.
That's so
here.
Scary. Morgana Black Shield. Lee
Oh,
Sin
man.
Shield coming in. She just stands there alting. That's some scary stuff.
Kate Tarrant could
very
be good
nice.
too.
Very nice. Yeah, Kate Tarrant would be great, especially against the Kog'Maw. You don't want to have to get close.
I know.
Yes,
what they're doing. I know what
Saint
they're doing.
Vicious going to be trundling the.
I know what they're doing.
Trundling.
No, they're playing poke comp. I talked to CLG yesterday.
So what? They just throw up a pillar and watch them run away as they just shoot them down.
Here's the thing: they're playing poke comp, so they're doing like they're Nidalee not banned, right?
Oh wow!
They have all the poke mages are available, all the poke AD is available. They're actually leaving Caitlyn in because again they picked Kog'Maw, so Kate's safe, right? They can last pick Caitlyn. Caitlyn's a poking AD.
Right.
I think they trust Calumet doesn't play Nidalee, so it's gonna be poke comp. They've got Sona, a big
There's
sustainer.
Morgana.
See, called the Morgana, so that's good. I get a little bit of that. I get to take some credit, thank you, even though they clearly didn't pick it for me. At least I called one champion on the wrong team correctly. And of course the Lee Sin was wrong entirely. So that's,
no Lee Sins. Yeah.
But yeah, as soon as they picked Trundle, like I was talking to them again at dinner 2 nights ago, I think on Thursday night, and he's like, yeah, dude, if like we have comps and stuff, if we get poke comp, if like Nidalee's in there, we pick Trundle. Because
That's
basically,
awesome.
if they ever try to come at us, we're just like, pillar. Come at me, bro. And
Make it happen.
And there's a Moo, so there's no Lee Sin at all.
Yeah,
Unless,
wow.
I mean, they could go lane Sin. Solo top Lee Sin's not bad, but yeah, they are still going to pick up that Morgana, so they're going to be good to go. And let's see what we can do. And yep, so there are the picks. Moo and Morgana, that's actually a really good comp right there. This was actually really good back in beta. I remember the old comp was Morgana, Fiddlesticks, and Moo. And Moo would initiate, drop that ult. Morgana would use that time while Moomoo's curse had Moomoo's on to turn hers on.
Just
and
bind
that timer,
everybody.
Yeah, and that timer would go through, and then everyone gets stunned, and the entire time Crowstorm's just running around, just crushing faces. So, and there's the Nidalee, there's the Caitlyn. So they are going for the poke comp, and their last pick could be again. It could be once more on Kennen. I think that's their standard sort of poke mage, but there's a lot of available ones here. There's other poke mages available, so we'll see how that pans out.
For sure. It'd be a nice, no, Malzahar is not really poke. You would be able to throw on Malefic Visions, but you got to get kind of close for that.
So I think they know right now, like, oh, shoot, it's poke comp, right? They see Nidalee Caitlyn, they're like, oh, we know what's up. So we'll see if they pick like Soraka or Taric as a sustained support to try to survive the poke game, or if they go for a heavy initiate with like Alistar and Moo and like they really go for it, because they could probably go like heavy push against this. But yeah, Soraka for the support. Oh, Talon. This is interesting. They do have the ability to really jump on this one. They have a good chance at this. Shen? Oh, interesting.
Wow.
I mean, yeah.
Either or, both would have worked. It would have been nice. But then
really
again,
cool.
they have to be careful that there's 2 heals on CLG, and they're going to be able to use that to their advantage quite a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So, especially in a fight, you're going to see Atlanta trying to stand united. That is the ultimate for Shen. He's able to teleport to one of his teammates and give them quite a bit of a shield. So I see that, as well as Soraka, another global ulti on there to be able to heal the entire team in that burst heal for the poke game.
Yeah, and they're playing another sort of global comp. You saw last time we did Karthus Nocturne. This is basically inverse Karthus Nocturne. Instead of like Requiem plus Nocturne goes and ults a guy, it's like, well, we're gonna wish and then Shen's gonna save the guy.
Right?
Right. So it's exactly the negative of the old comp, which is hilarious to me and great. But I'm betting on Kennen. I forget what other poke mages are available there, but it seems there's Kennen. And again, he can also counter initiate that ultimate, that slicing maelstrom. If you jump in there, he's gonna crush faces really hard. So this is a pretty good lineup for CLG. It's definitely poke comp. They've got a good sustain there with Sona. They've got that Trundle can really be disruptive and jump on a guy. So they have their picks up, and they're of course going to probably switch teams again because I believe CLG wanted blue team, and we're gonna go ahead and rehost our blind pick game, and we'll be good to go in the very near future. These players should be ready to go. Hopefully Elements will not get lost on the way to the second game, as with last time. That was a little bit unfortunate. And so we'll see how this one plays out, just waiting for the game to host up, and we'll be good to go. So how do you feel about these lineups? I mean, I talked a while about the CLG poke comp, but what do you think is really going to happen here?
I think there's a lot of initiation coming out of Goose. They do have Morgana, as you said, and they do have Aphromoo. But to be able to make that happen with the poke comp, you know, Morgana has to get in there. And a lot of the damage that the other team has, especially Caitlyn, is just going to go right through Black Shield. So that's really just more for the APs on that side. Trundle's going to be coming straight at you. Just a very tanky character. He's probably going to ult somebody like Aphromoo, get all that ability that he has since his ultimate steals a little bit of damage and defense.
Yep.
And there we are.
Yeah, Trundle's basically like the ultimate leech champion.
Yeah.
His Q, basically he runs in there. So, you know, we got a couple new champions in this game. So Trundle is a melee fighter. He's another jungler like we saw before. And you know, he's very much about being in there and fighting. He's pure melee, much like Singe. He kind of just jumps on you and stays on you. His first ability, Rabid Bite, he normally hits you with a club. He kind of smacks you over the face a couple times. Then Rabid Bite actually lunges at you, bites your neck or something, steals damage from you, empowers himself. So he really kind of nerfs whatever he fights, and he gets himself nice and beefy. And he does more damage with that club. His other abilities, he's got one that's a large area. As long as he's fighting in this area, he runs and attacks faster. He takes, you know, less stuns, all that. He's, you know, just really is good at sticking onto you. His third ability, it puts up this pillar, and you can't walk through the pillar, obviously, but also it slows anything around him, so it's a really big disruption ability. You drop it down, and you can't get around it anymore. He runs fast, steals damage from you, punches your face some more. Works really, really well. His ultimate, as well, will start just leeching life, armor, magic resist. He pretty much buffs every stat that he actually wants, you know, damage, durability, everything, and it just empowers himself and keeps you from kind of getting anywhere, right? Puts that pillar behind you, empowers up his haste with desecrated land, and just jumps at you and really just bashes your face in. And that's really kind of just Trundle's gameplay, just kind of getting in there and bashing you. That's actually really powerful. And especially because of that pillar, it's a really good counter initiation. You can kind of split the team up a little bit, and you can kind of just jump in there. Whoever came in there, he's gonna sap all of your resources and really, you know, pound you down. That's gonna be extremely powerful there.
Throw out some tricks too. I think you can bounce Shen out of his ulti when he's trying to ulti. Throw a pillar under him, and it'll move him to the side. You can stop that. So if you can stun Shen, as we said, a global ulti, it'll stop him, and it's actually really great for your team because that's a wasted ult one, and whoever he was trying to save probably didn't get saved.
And you know what's even more hilarious? Is that's going to work especially well against Soraka's Astral Blessing. When she buffs up that guy's armor, he can steal some of that armor. So Soraka has a heal. She's one of the supports we haven't seen yet. She has a great single target heal and a long cooldown, and it puts a giant armor buff on the teammate that she heals. You know, here's a bunch of health and a bunch of armor so you don't die to a physical damage dealer. But again, that Trundle pick, he steals a percentage of your armored magic resist. So you get this giant 120 armor buff, and he's like, I'll take half of that, thanks. And you know, he suddenly nerfed Soraka basically, and he's powered himself up a lot. He's gained a lot of
That's something he probably
this.
thought of as soon as he saw Soraka. He had a smile on his face.
Yeah, he's like, oh, great.
Somebody's going to get healed. And then that person actually has an image around them that they were just healed, so he can easily focus that person out and just boop.
Yeah, so you can really do a great job. And like he's just like, oh, great, thanks for counterpicking for me. I appreciate that. So we are now in the load screen. We can see the lineups here. HotshotGG, of course, on Nidalee Big Fat LP. Once more on Kennen. Sona, the support player elements. Caitlyn being played by Chowster. Trundle being played by St. Vicious, that jungler. And again, here we go. Atlanta on the mage pick as Morgana. Wallstop again. Support playing Soraka. Oh, mandatory Cloud actually on Cogmas. That was actually a swap, I think. Or I'm just not paying very close attention. And Calimist, actually, yeah, they have swapped around. Calimist now on the jungler, he's a Aphromoo.
Wow, so Lemon God, AD last time.
Yeah, so okay, they have actually swapped around quite a little bit here. So yeah, that's why we had a little bit of different choices here. But yeah, mandatory Cloud, gonna be rocking that Cogmas. So interesting that actually they have a team where they actually switch roles quite a bit. They have kind of favored champions and sort of comps that work here. I mean, realistically, Goose has an amazing initiate here. That AoE taunt from Lemon God, that Shen, mandatory Cloud can just bombard people with Kog'Maw. A lot of damage available there.
You can see, looks like they want to be aggressive, but they won't. Caitlyn did get traps first. You'll see different skills picked sometimes in the beginning of the game for initiation. If you can get a stun off right away, you'll get that. If you can snare somebody, you'll get that as well. And you see Caitlyn getting her trap instead of her Q to do long-range damage. And going to be quickly picked up by Atlanta there. Nothing he has to worry about. So he clears that trap out. And they're probably not going to initiate now, knowing Caitlyn did get her traps. But both teams seem like they're going to be staying on their own sides anyways.
Oh, wow. And I think, oh, wow, CLG is going for that. The strategy they've been running back in the day. They've been running that stuff. Let me just hide chat real quick. Oh, yeah. They're actually running this strat before. They were running a roam support, this Sona kind of roaming around. You can see that Nidalee actually... Oh, no, I guess she's going to recall back now. She had put some traps down watching for a push. But CLG had been doing a lot of, like, send Hotshot solo bot 1v2 and have the support roam. And they actually had some pretty good success with that strategy. But it seems like with Hotshot kind of dropping traps, maybe she's going to run back now to the other side of the map. Might be taking mid, actually. Looks like Kennon's going to solo top. Nidalee going to take mid. And again, Caitlyn Sona at bot lane. They're going to really sort of pressure on this way. St. Fish is going to kill, again, all these guys with that Trundle, doing a good job here. Smite and level 2 right away, so could work out nicely.
Good for him. St. Vicious making quick moves there. Looks like they actually quite slow for the blue golem there. It did come up, I guess, 5 seconds ago, so he was going for it. They didn't really lose any time on that. He's going to be able to just cry on that, get it down. Mandatory Cloud and Wall Stop heading down bottom. And yes, we are going to see a HotshotGG versus Atlanta mid. It's going to be good for Atlanta. He can black shield a lot of those spears that may hit him because Hotshot is very good at chucking out those spears. And the farther they go, the more damage he's going to be doing. Right now, they're both at 4 bar, so neither would last long under both of their abilities.
Yep, so Hotshot opening with Mana Crystal and a couple of health potions. Atlanta opening with boots and even more health potions. Going to be last hitting with basic attacks. Has that Dark Binding at rank 1, so can't quite farm the minions easily just yet. But as he ranks up, that Tormented Soil can use that to drop down minions quite successfully. There's the level up. Might start casting these spells now. You can see Hotshot is actually pushing the wave, so Atlanta has to be afraid of his turret right now.
Looks like they put the energy up top, and that is, by that, I mean the energy users. You can see the bar on both Lemon God and Big Fat LP. They have a yellow bar instead of a blue mana bar. They use energy, which increases at a quicker rate than mana will regenerate. And it also, they have to figure out which way they want to use their spells. When you have an energy character, there's a certain combination you can use your spells in, and you might find yourself a little lackluster in a fight if you did it the wrong way. So that's how these guys fight up top. We're going to see them going at it the entire game. They really don't have to worry about mana sustain, so they're always going to be throwing abilities at each other. Heading towards to see where the junglers are. It looks like Cali Mist is backing as he's finished, and as well as St. Vicious. So really, they're on the same path.
Yep, and you can see, let's see, 4.1 versus 4.1. Pretty much both teams identical in money right now. CLG very slightly ahead, but the top lane, we see Kennen at 12, Shen at 11. Guys are pretty much similar. Aphromoo already recalled for a Philosopher's Stone, so he's going to be a little bit ahead of this Trundle. Trundle has picked up boots, is going for the clear again on the jungle. But really, none of the junglers have been threatening just yet. Kali Mist going to go in for the Lizard buff right now. He might gank with that. Could get some decent damage out of it. We never quite know. Nidalee versus Morgana, of course, a close fight as well. 20 minions versus 12 minions. Actually, Morgana significantly outlast hitting HotshotGG, so Atlantic probably wants to keep that pressure up, kind of push him to his turret, make that last hitting a little bit more difficult if he can help it. And that might be actually his early game playstyle here.
Yeah, these Sorc minions not going to be as easy to hit. They're Sorcerer minions, and before that, there are Melee minions. The Melee ones are usually a little bit easier to farm at the turret. The Sorc or Caster minions usually go down a lot quicker, so you're always at least losing 3 if you are being pushed into your turret. So that's something Hotshot's trying to avoid right now. He is doing more than last hitting, and that's going to allow him to push his
There's a top lane, and Aphromoo has come in with Shen's help, and we can see he's trying to run away. He's going to get a little bit low. I think he did burn Flash in there. You can see the cooldown. 196 seconds right there, so he's got a 3-minute window. So if he ganks again before 7:30, he'll have pretty much a free kill. So we'll see if he's going to come back for that or not. But Aphromoo wearing the buffs is nice and happy.
Yeah, very nice job there. And, you know, they say that, you know, it's not a failed gank. We got him to use his flash. You're going to be able to come in a lot later, or a little bit later, as you said, and do it again, knowing that that flash is down. They can come in a lot harder.
Cloud, rather low. Chester pushing through. He could get the kill. It's so low. Oh, wow. Yeah, they are so close to dead right now. They're getting kind of scary right here. Wallstop should recall most likely. I mean, Mandatory Cloud taking some damage. Yep, they could dive this. Realistically, they could probably dive them at the turret. Wow. Mandatory Cloud's still taking a lot of damage. Yeah, here they go. He's going for the flash. There's the exhaust. He could drop this kill.
There is first blood right there. Very nice job. Diving the turret before level 5. St. Vicious leveling up there. Actually getting a little bit of HP and pushing him off the turret. Very nice job. Going in, a lot of confusion caused by pretty much everybody going in there. St. Vicious flashing in, throwing down that contamination on the ground. He's able to run a lot faster, as we said before. And it's all of that happening at the same time. Your teammates pretty much just have to run away from you, and sorry, you know? So they did a very nice job at knowing their limitations in that fight, coming out with the first kill. Great job there by CLG.
And a lot of damage being dealt with the turret. You can see St. Vicious desecrated land on the ground, giving him bonus attack speed, doing a lot of damage there. Yep, taking some bananas to the face, but overall, a great job there. That turret's down about half health. They've gotten that first kill on the map. They're up 800 gold because of all that advantage, better last hitting, etc., etc. So great stuff so far. Atlanta going to keep spamming down these minions, doing a good job last hitting. Hotshot is level 6, so he can start getting pretty scary. Let's see how this plays out. He's doing a good job overall in Cougar form, doing a lot of kills in these minions.
Not worried about it. He got his lane pushed back there. He sees the minions coming up. Morgana did stay. He doesn't want to allow her to push that, so he will not back. He's going to go ahead and stay in his lane. We do have Big Fat LP has backed himself, purchasing up another tome. He's going to go ahead and get that Hex Tech.
Almost a stun there on Hotshot. He ran away with Cougar form just barely. Kelly missed, just not quite landing that Q. Atlanta's going to land the Dark Binding. They could go for something again. A lot of damage being dealt to Hotshot right now. Even at about 2/3 health, will shift back out, toss that heal out. Seems to be in good shape still.
Good push here for Lemon God up top, just getting a little bit of farm on, as we are going to see Big Fat LP coming in, placing a ward down, so top is now warded. That's going to give him a little bit more ease to farm up top without having to worry about getting ganked. As we head back down bottom, we do see now Mandatory and Wall Stopper all full health. Great job by Chowster, though, getting as many poke shots as he can as he is farming, just continuing to place those headshots on his opposing team.
Yeah, we can see still up 600 gold. They've actually closed the gap a little bit. It was up by quite a bit more. You see Wallstop taking a lot of pain, so doing a great amount of damage here. Element's taking some pain, but gonna be all right.
Yeah, very aggressive play by Chowster and Elements down bottom. They're really playing horizontally to the minions more than playing behind them even. So it makes it really hard, and they're zoning out Mandatory Cloud from farming as well in that situation.
Well, Trundle aggressing, and actually Aphromoo having to back away from this. They've got to be very, very afraid. And there goes the fight. Trundle going to force around, and wow, Kellyman is taking so much damage right now. He's got to pull back. He does not have any teammates nearby. Sona and Caitlyn came around as well. Savage now has a pink ward down and will drop down this dragon ward. It's going to be a nice amount of control picked up there.
And it is a pink one, so they're going to be able to clear anything out there. You see a green ward go down. Green wards will give you a vision, but it will not show you if any other wards are around there. The pink ward acts as we saw before, the Oracle, and that is going to allow you to see wards around that area as well. So that's a better ward to be placed at Dragon, especially if the other team tries to come out and ward. You're just wasting their gold, and it's actually quite frustrating for the other team to know that you have that there because they have to counter.
So far a good job there. Morgana has been given the blue buff. Looks like Trundle actually going right away for the solo on the dragon right now. No one has stopped him just yet. Aphromoo might have a spidey sense about this though. He does actually. There's a Trundle ult been used, but he sees that Aphromoo is coming by. He's going to have to retreat. Morgana is kind of nearby as well. Looks like Chowster taking a lot of damage right here. Getting hit pretty hard by Kog'Maw and Soraka being forced back out. Looks like that will be a retreat off on the dragon. Sona will come by and sustain Chowster, who's actually chugged a mana potion right now. They're going to keep that pressure on. We'll actually miss quite a few minions because of that pressure.
Oh, looks like Dragon could be gone for. They have put a ward in Tribush, and this is going to be a fight as they go into it, pinching from both sides. Calumet very, very low on health. Could be one to go down here. Gets a quick heal from Soraka, and Elements coming in also from the other side. Dark Binding goes out. Elements with a great flash right out of that one. And he will not be stunned in that Tormented Soil. That would have done a lot of damage, especially to Elements, a very squishy support character. So everybody pretty much gets out of that one unscathed. Dragon has not been taken, as it has been tried for twice, once by either team. And a great job so far. Control on the map by CLG. Got some wards around, and not seeing too many by Goose, but they do have enough to keep themselves from getting ganked, which really makes that lane easier to farm in.
Yeah, see Morgana just still staying in mid lane, spamming those abilities out, doing a good job farming. You see 68 minions on Hotshot, 78 on Morgana. So yes, Morgana is richer, but you know, overall the team still up 800 gold. So CLG is doing a great job this game. They're still in the lead. They've got that first kill, of course. And Shen actually rushing for a Sheen. He's going kind of burst damage here. Those AP ratios had gone up quite a bit higher on Shen in a recent patch, and now he's really going for this like aggressive sort of melee burster guy. He can of course always ult in to help his team out. He's doing a great job last hitting, of course, that bonus ability power, making his Vorpal Blade hit quite hard.
Indeed, giving that a little sustain in lane as well if he can get damage onto that Vorpal Blade, but Kennen playing very far back, just using that Thundering Shuriken to get some kills on here. Probably see him head through these with a Lightning Rush and get some W damage down. There it is, just keeping it right out of the turret range, and he's going to be able to pick up that gold. The junglers really just in their respective jungles right now. Calumet working on top golems as St. Vicious entering back into his jungle. We do have a buy coming up from Mandatory Cloud, so he's waiting to get back into lane. Really not too much force play going on right now. They're doing all that they need to do. Another pink ward has been placed down. Great job, St. Vicious and Elements both kind of trading who's placing that ward, but pretty much going to Elements now as the game goes on, and that jungler is going to have to start building his primary items.
Yep, so Morgana checks, sees that Dragon is not being taken, but they have 0 ward coverage right now. They've got to be a little bit afraid of that. Again, those pink wards from CLG, as you said, very, very powerful at controlling these objectives, but they do cost more than the green wards, so, you know, to a certain extent, CLG is losing money on that trade. They're spending more on wards, but if they get one Dragon, it's immediately worth it. And speaking of worth it, Savage is going for the Dragon right now, and I think the Spidey sense is letting him know that something's kind of going on right now, but they haven't stopped him yet. They do have great ward coverage. You can see right here, that ward down there. And it's down to half health, and they're actually not stopping it. So This is actually really good, and now bottom lane is coming over, and they're definitely going to get this dragon. There's the clairvoyance. They do know, but it's going to be too late. Going to pick this one down pretty safely. Nice job there. And here comes Kali Mist. He sees what's going on. He might go for the stun, but no one is nearby to help him initiate. Actually, Kog'Maw off to the side, doing some damage to Chowster, pushing him around a little bit, but not enough damage being dealt. Great job by CLG. Have taken the first dragon on the map, and they have now built themselves about a 2,000 gold lead. That's going to start adding up over time.
Doing a really good job. You know, Goose is just coming out with those almost moments every time. Almost being able to pinch out Chowster. Always getting a lot of damage there, but they just cannot follow through with it. Everybody's always a little bit out of position. So, you know, good things almost happening for Goose to capitalize on these, and they'll be in a very good position, especially, as you said, with losing that dragon to CLG. Morgana playing quite aggressive here in the face of HotShot. Not really doing too much damage to him, but really not giving him any space. And that's not really something you think Morgana to do. But with that shield, he can do that, and he can really harass HotShot quite a bit.
Yeah, so good job overall here. Let's see what they're going to go on for right now. HotShot getting pushed around a little bit. Again, Atlanta doing a great job pushing the minions, but HotShot, he has enough ability power, and he's playing the champion so well. Oh, this is a good Dark Binding. He could go for a lot of pressure here. Will not go for the ult. He could have gotten a lot of damage with it, but HotShot probably would have lived. But again, he's pushing the minions up to the turret. HotShot will try to last hit in Cougar form or in human form. Going to toss out a couple of javelins. He's going to miss
flying
two.
Through up top. Could go in here. The St. Vicious coming out with the ultimate. The slicing Maelstrom goes down. He gets the last shuriken on, and he does stop him. Trundle's ult is on Lemon God, so he will not be able to use that to his advantage too much. It was a great flash out by Lemon God, and he's going to go ahead and just taunt back to his safe spot in lane, backing out there. Great try for that attack.
And they can still pressure. There's a stun in from Aphromoo, but not a lot of mana left. St. Vicious really pushing down for the damage in this turret. Kali Mist feels safe, but he's getting down a little bit on health. He's got to be a bit afraid of what's going on here. Takes a stun to the face as well. There's the pillar coming out, and yeah, he's not doing too much damage to the minions. Finally drops down a couple of them, levels up to 8. But yeah, basically a good job up top by CLG. They picked down a lot.
It looks like he's actually leveled Tantrum on that one to level 4. That's why he wasn't doing too much damage with Despair, but he really wants to get himself around the jungle. Good burst damage from that Tantrum as you just see him swinging his head around, waving his hair back and forth. And we're going to see him moving through the jungle. Really well. There we go. HotShot moving back into mid lane. Looks like he's going to get some damage onto this turret. And I don't believe Morgana has gotten too much on his. All the turrets around the map are actually pretty healthy for both teams right now. That top one, however, actually Big Fat LP doing some good damage to Lemon God's turret.
Yep, so you see the top turret for Goose at half health right there. The bottom one on the right-hand side also at half. HotShot even pushing through a mid as well, getting about 2/3. They're pretty much equal there. But yeah, CLG not taking damage on their bottom or top turrets at all. So going to be pretty easy to push those down as the game goes on. That's going to be a nice
Morgana taking a good amount of damage there just from a quick swipe from pounce and swipe from HotShot. He did dodge that Dark Binding. It looks like Morgana will trail off here. HotShot may know this, that she's going for blue. I don't see any pings coming out though, so it looked like they're just going to let this happen. Not even worry about it. Dark Binding comes out, and that's going to help Morgana to sustain in mid quite a bit against HotShot.
Here we go, Atlanta taking the Spear to the face again, but she's going to be okay. We'll drop that one down. Dark Binding might be used for last hit. Nope, won't go for it. But yeah, she has maxed out that Tornado Soil.
Diving onto Mandatory down bottom. A quick shot from the ultimate of Caitlyn. A very nice job there. A few flashes expended in that fight. It didn't look like it was going to be a fight at all, but St. Vicious just flashed out of nowhere and began to initiate. It looks like they will try to return this one.
Yeah, Mandatory Cloud did blow his flash as well. Kate did drop her ult. That's fine. It's a pretty short recharge, so that'll be safe. Yeah, only about a minute and a quarter, so that ain't too bad. So yeah, Big Fat LP just solo top, spamming, doing a great job. Shen did ult and come over there, but that means that solo top is available. Big Fat LP going to take down the turret already, has the spell vamp and a needlessly large rod. It's a bit of a mouthful. And yeah, just take down some more minions, doing a pretty good job here.
Oh, wow. Oh no, Lemon God getting stuck under the turret. A very nice crescendo coming out of the hands of Elements, just making him dance himself to death. And it looks like they will bring what was a 3v2 and was a great push. Kog'Maw was able to do some damage, but they cleared those minions out really unexpectedly quicker than Goose thought it was going to happen, and they got caught under the turret for a few shots, and then Lemon God to take the rest out.
Ooh,
seeing St. Vicious go up top, looks like he should come down for this one. I don't know where he's going to go for this. It looks like he's just going to head back into the jungle.
Yep, HotshotGG still pushing that mid turret down, doing a great job. Morgana gonna get some pain out there, nice job. But yeah, HotShot not taking too much damage. That Rod of Age is helping him sustain in the lane as this goes on. Just regular boots of speed right now. Aphromoo coming up against Kennen, but won't be able to do much about him. So he's got to be a little bit afraid here. Misses the banish toss. I don't know why he'd even go for it. He can't possibly fight Kennen right here.
Right. Too much poke, an easy kite for Kennen to just continue to run away, turn around, throw shurikens. Every fourth shuriken, he's going to be able to proc a mark with the storm. So you can just continue to mark that W, E into him, W. That's a lot of damage that Calumet would have taken. So he just heads back into his jungle. Morgana coming out, Dark Binding hits Hotshot, throwing down the Tormented Soil just for a little bit of harass. Really not a lot of damage coming out of Morgana right now. She does have that needlessly large rod. Storic Boots would really help with that Tormented Soil damage right now. But we can see as I click on her, she did go for the level. She did level it actually, so it is level 5, but still, really where her damage should be coming from, it is not.
Yeah, Hotshot's pretty tanky. That Cougar form does give you bonus armor and magic resist when you're in it. See 59 magic resist right there on Needly. Shen gonna keep pushing up top. He does still have his ultimate's actually still on cooldown right now. He's not being disruptive enough just yet. Looks like he's going for a Riley's Crystal Scepter as the next big item. He's got all the pieces, just not the combined, or at least most of the pieces. And we're going to see if he manages to do anything with that. Right now he's going to just sort of retreat towards the top of the map, playing it safe. Looks like Wallstop actually getting caught there by CLG, trying to run away, but of course, not a lot of tools for that escape. Flash has been used, looks like she'll be okay, but still waiting on the cooldown of that heal. Morgana and Aphromoo coming by. They could go for some pressure.
Wow, Elements.
One more shot. Oh, wow, nice try there by Kog'Maw. Almost picks down that Sona, but they have a good chance of going for the dragon right here.
That was a really good job.
Yep.
CLG's not one to give up without a fight, though. Elements will stay for this fight and do as much as he can. You can see him kind of hovering around those bushes. He doesn't want to get too close. He knows he can get artilleried by Kog'Maw or get hit up by Morgana's flash and then a Dark Binding. So they're playing this one carefully, and they did lose the dragon,
Atlanta.
but they may be able to take out Atlanta here. Can they get in? The pillar has not been used. No, it has been used. He gets Dark Binding, won't be able to throw it out. An Exhaust coming out into St. Vicious, and it looks like they've overextended themselves in this fight. The Aphromoo ulti coming out. Hotshot is stunned. Elements could go down. As I said, he was going to stay into the fight and do as much as he could, but it looks like he took a little bit too much, and it's left up to HotshotGG and Chowster to push them off of this position. There's really nothing to gain for doing this, but they do want to pick up a few kills, and these are a valiant attempt at that. It looks like they did get away, and a great job by Goose, understanding that CLG had kind of overextended their boundaries on that one, and they started to pick it off. But look at Kennen, you know, Big Fat LP doing a great job of continuing to push. They're not too worried about that fight. Spent a good amount of gold.
Yeah, meanwhile, Kennen, yeah, just still pushing solo top. They did win that fight 2-1, but Hotshot playing extremely smartly here. He knows that he can't really be caught. Aphromoo is going to have to force away with Kog'Maw. You know, yeah, they picked up 2 kills for 1. Good job there, but yeah, Hotshot's playing this one really well. That's going to be a spear almost to the face. Aphromoo still chasing down. I guess they do have to make Kennen be a little bit afraid. If Kog finally shows up, they'll get some good damage here. Callie really not taking a lot of damage, has a nice amount of magic resist, good amount of health, good regen, so yeah, he's pretty safe right now. Mid lane going to be Hotshot showing up. Shen's getting pretty beefy. He's got Merc Treads. He's getting closer to the items he wants. Caitlyn doing a good job pushing the bottom turret, takes that one down.
CLG not really too much worried about the fights this game. As you can see, they have a lot of turret control already, so they're pretty complacent in their positioning right now, knowing they still have to be offensive. Obviously, that's how you win the game, but they're really not pushing for anything except for that last kill. They're not really giving themselves and putting them out to chance and really losing any team fights too hard. You know, that after that fight, the whole team of Goose was pretty much forced to continue to back. Hotshot was still alive, and they were still able to do damage, so they have to be very careful as CLG is in a very good position right now.
Right now, CLG knows about the Golem. Got to be a little bit afraid. Sona's nearby. They see Trundle. He's going to jump in on Aphromoo. But Morgana's nearby. They've got to be a little bit afraid. They're just disrupting the kill right there. Kog'Maw's nearby. Hotshot's there. Mantrix has to be careful. Oh, that's a great shot right there. They can do a lot of damage Hotshot right now. Look at that damage. The health's going down. Can they get the kill? Yes, they will. Nice job, Mandatory Cloud, stealing the double buff. Great ults, amazing Dark Binding by Atlanta, and that's going to be control right now.
Did they even have a ward there? He threw that out because he heard the bushwhack go down? That was ridiculous.
I think he might have poked out for a second, I'm not sure, but that was an amazing play.
Great job there. They definitely needed Hotshot, and they are going to use this to their advantage. However, unfortunately, the minions are all at base, still continuing to spawn, so they really can't tank a turret at this level. They don't have the beefiness, so they're pretty much not going to be able to use killing Hotshot right there, which is really unfortunate. They needed to push forward and get that global gold for their team on a turret.
Yeah, they're still down about 4,500 gold right now. The advantages have been growing for CLG. When you get, you know, 3 turret kills to 0, that's going to be a nice amount of it. They've tied on dragons. They've tied now again on champion kills, so they're getting back into this one. A great Dark Binding coming out there. Look at that, and that's great. They have the Dark Binding land, and Copper lands an ult, and they get some down to half health. But Sona, probably the best sustaining support in the game. He's going to keep tossing out the health. And yeah, they've got a Needly as well. They've got 2 heals in the team. That's extremely potent. Another Dark Binding. Nice shots there.
Hotshot dodging that one, allowing to hit big fat LP in the face, throwing out a spear. Everybody's kind of doing that poke thing, and we're going to see this is where it becomes advantageous for Hotshot, or for CLG. They're going to be able to just throw out shurikens, throw out Qs from Chowster as well, to pilt over Peacemaker, and just continue to hit. Hotshot landing one right there. They're going to do some good damage. They can't get too close to Kog'Maw because of situations like that and artillery, but they know in between those they're going to be able to do as much as they can and to punish as hard as possible.
Yeah, indeed. So they're going to move towards the back. You can see there's Hotshot up in the front. Kennon's there. A little poke going back and forth. Going to be okay. Poke down on the Chowster. And yeah, they're just really just shoving down these minion waves. They're going to do as much damage as they possibly can. This they can do much here. Pushing through a little bit of damage. And they're going to go again for the Dark Binding. Will not finally land on the big fat LP. One cool thing this team has, it's not going to do a lot for them, but they have a lot of minus magic resist here. They've got Morgana's Tormented Soil, they've got Soraka's Q, and they've got Amumu's basic attack. His passive, it reduces the magic resist of enemies that he hits. So they can theoretically like magic damage burst a target if they do it exactly right. It's not probably like a conscious choice on the team. It's more just an indirect synergy, but they might get this turret this time. They have done a very good job pushing this one down. They'll get that turret. HotshotGG has been soloing top, though, killing his minions down. Shen has been pushing bottom, doing pretty much the same thing. He has almost got his Rileys this time. He's getting closer to it.
Yeah. Hotshot just doing his thing, continuing to stay up top and continuing to farm. And this split push, like I said, plays on the mentality of the other team. You know they have the succession of getting a turret, or the success rather, of getting the turret, but now they know they have to go back and farm. That's going to catch them up a little bit if it was in terms of minutes, you know, to 10 minutes they have to kind of rebuild back up. It's about 2 minutes that help them right there. But still, CLG is also going to be continuing to just batter down on the door of Goose. So they have to do this quickly. They have to get their turrets quickly now. They really can't let this go late game because they have a very tanky team and a lot of poke's going to be coming out of that CLG side. As Freak said, they're playing their poke game, and we have seen that really be advantageous for them right now. It's always been Goose to stay on the defense whenever the team fights happen.
Yep, Morgana's nice and rich right now. She's very, very close to finishing Rabbidan's death cap. She's at 1,930 gold. One more minion she can recall and pick up Rabbidan's. She might do so. Has enough money for it. Has a needlessly large rod. Might actually just stay around. But this would be a time where I would want to totally pick up items if I were Atlanta. Clairvoyance goes down on Baron. That's going to be from Goose. They were afraid of that Baron pickup. That's going to be okay though. But you can see their map vision is almost non-existent. They have a Clairvoyance and then no wards. CLG though, look at that. 2 wards in the enemy jungle by the Golem. They've got one over here in front of Baron. They're doing a much better job controlling the map. Elements is pretty much outplaying Wallstop in terms of vision gains. And of course, Wallstop taking those needly spears to the face makes that difficult. And there's Kali Mist. And oh, that was a great pillar. They've gotten a lot of damage dealt there, but they managed to kill that one back up. They have dodged that one. Mandatory Cloud feeling safe, but they did pick up that first turret kill. So that is 4 turrets to 1. CLG very much in the lead here. Dragon's back up. They're going to try to go for it, but they could get caught. Shen's heading towards the top, and they'll try to global back over. Oof, that javelin was close.
Looks like they will be able to get enough damage onto this. They are going to be able to take that out quite quickly. Kog'Maw doing some great critical damage attacks. St. Vicious is like, hey, I think something's going on down here, and it looks like he is going to contaminate. He's going to throw out the pillar, and they do have a Aphromoo. This would be great to go down. He does have an Oracles, but he flashes over the wall. A chase by St. Vicious, the Slicing Maelstrom, and a Aphromoos ulti coming out. Shen, Stand United, comes in to assist his team. Can he taunt enough damage off of Aphromoo? Contaminate down again, and he finally picks it up. Caitlyn coming up with 2, stopping a kill spree as well, and it looks like Shen will be able to pick up Kennen before he goes down, but he continues to fight. They are chasing down onto Shen. St. Vicious trying to go for that kill, and a little retribution for Kennen, but they were not able to make it happen. They're just going to take out Morgana instead. A 3-2 fight. Very nice job. Kennen and Sona going down for a Morgana, a Kog'Maw, and an Aphromoo. Very nice job there. They should get a nice push out of this.
Yeah, but they saved that better than I thought. It's okay to lose one champion to pick up Dragon. Basically, Dragon's worth more than a champion, so it's okay there. I'm actually a little bit surprised at just how well Goose turned that fight around. I mean, certainly they got caught really, really hard. They got completely caught by Trundle. Shen, I think, did a great job with that ult there. And wow, look at that backdoor. This is an amazing play by CLG. Actually, a full backdoor from 2 squishy champions.
Wow.
The heal kiting was amazing. The damage output was massive. And now they've turned that one back into their favor. That turret worth about as much as Dragon. And of course, +1 champion kill, pretty big deal. But at 6-5 on kills, CLG is still very close there. They're still up 5,000 gold though from all the global objectives, 5 turrets to 1, etc., etc. Great job by CLG overall.
So not only can you deny resources, as we saw in the beginning of the game, by pushing the minions into your enemy's turret, St. Vicious right now just having his way with the enemy jungle. He's going around taking any side XP or side gold that they could be gaining right now, since they're not going to have a chance to even farm. CLG is always in their face, so they're going to be looking to go in their jungle, a safer spot where they know CLG isn't, and they're not going to find anything, which really hurts in the end. As we see Lemon God going around, St. Vicious just got out in time to wave at him and say, yeah, I took your jungle, how's it going? looks like they're gathering here in River. Not too much going to happen, but they are staying power in numbers right now because they don't want to be caught one-on-one in the fight.
That's true. CLG has a great number of one-on-one champions. HotshotGG on that Nidalee can pretty much run away from anything. Trundle, a lot of speed on there as well. Caitlyn, Sona, they're all really safe. They're all really fast. Every single person on this team can run quickly, at least a little bit at whim, and that's a pretty huge advantage. Whereas the real advantage for Goose is almost all of them have some kind of crowd control. You know, big or small, they can kind of lock one guy up for quite a while if they do catch them. Oh, wow, that javelin, gigantic mandatory cloud going to half health. He needs to be healthy for this fight. It takes another one to the face. This is a really big problem. If they land a Caitlyn, he's gone. The javelins are really strong. Hotshot's going to stay there, toss out these javelins, be in really good shape here. Kelly Mist, of course, nearby. Another javelin comes out. It's going to, almost tag the wall stop in the face. This is exactly the game that CLG wants to play. It's exactly where they want to be. The traps come down, the javelins come out, and they're not able to defend this well at all.
So much unnecessary damage being taken right now, and it's just those spears come out. You can see him. Mandatory cloud. An amazing touchdown catch under his turret. Just grabs that one. Oh, she just shields in time, and it's so hard because you can see that. It's not like the spear disappears. You see it as soon as it comes over the wall, so he has just that amount of time to react. Obviously, Mandatory Cloud not having a shield took that one quite hard and goes down, and they're going to back out on that one, quite satisfied knowing they are a man down, quickly going for the Baron.
This is really smart from CLG. That kill is going to make it so hard for them to team fight. Morgana's, of course, low on health as well. She's actually had to, she's not even full health on the way back. They know they have to stop them. Look at the vision real quick. We see, they've initiated. There's the move. Oh, can they get enough damage in time? He's blown that. He's running back. He's going to flash the wall. They have stopped the Baron attempt, for now at least. He's down to half health, but they might go back in. This is still very dangerous. Kelly Mist, of course, with no ult. Javelin comes off. It's going to be a little bit dangerous. Helmet's at a half health. And Len's going to go in. Can he do enough damage? No, he gets dropped down immediately. Kelly Mist in there, but he's going to drop down as well. As 2 kills picked up, there's going to be a free Baron now. They will not save this one. There's the pickup.
Wow, great heals from Saint and Elements on that one. Hotshot, rather.
And they're just in great shape now. It's pretty much pain time.
Yeah, that was a fantastic job, especially with the Aphromoo ulti coming in. St. Vicious was just being attacked by Baron as he was fighting in that entire fight. He's like, yeah, really? There's something behind me? It just kept going into that fight. You can see these guys have great control right now. They didn't lose their composure in that fight. Most would have ran out kind of scatterbrained, you know, oh my god, we just got flashed on. Morgana's coming with the ulti. They turned, stopped attacking Baron, knowing it was still going to do more damage. They got the kills they needed and then picked up Baron. It's just such a detrimental hit right there for Goose that they are really far behind right now at almost 11,000 gold behind.
Yep. And just a gigantic advantage. 44k to 33k. That is definitely huge. It's definitely a giant, massive advantage. CLG with the Baron buff. They have full control of the map right now. You can see their ward coverage is going to be very, very strong. They have, like, you can see pretty much everyone. They've stolen buffs everywhere. And you know, you can see there's just no vision for the whole team. Goose is just not in great shape. They see, oh, yep, you've taken our Lizard, you've taken our Golem. Kind of hating life a little bit.
Especially in almost a 7-to-1 turret game. CLG has managed to pick up 7 turrets times 150 gold each to globally at their team, and only 1 turret right now for Goose. So that's really the global gold also hurting them. Sometimes you can get by without kills and you can continue to farm yourself up, continue to get gold from turrets and grabbing dragons, but you know, they haven't done either of the early or the latter on that one. So they're kind of in a pinch right now for gold. They have to get a team fight where at least 1 or 2 are caught off guard, and then they will be able to fight that from there on out. But right now, in a face-to-face fight, they got to be very careful. It's going to have to be in the jungle. They're going to have vision, breaking into the bush really to their advantage so they don't take the full attacks, and they're going to have to blow the cooldowns of CLG somehow without taking the damage.
Yep, Shen going for Lich Bane now. He's only the recipe away, so he has pretty good single target burst here. They could try to catch up to Nidalee or Caitlyn, or maybe even Kennen, and do some damage there, but you know, Kennen has that Zhonya's Hourglass. Going to be very, very hard to pick off now. Lemon God is very beefy, doing a lot of good work here.
Here we are. They are moving into position. We do see a lot of wards have been placed. They're kind of trying to get themselves a little bit of vision for care, and they can go into the jungle. Morgana taking a lot of damage. Could be taken down here. Crescendo goes out. Big Fat LP coming a little late with slicing Maelstrom, but this shows you face to face, and especially Morgana, I shouldn't say face to face, got caught off guard. So now in a 5v4, you know, Goose not looking very good. That's exactly what CLG wanted. They wanted to go out, and they even had the ward there, and Morgana should not have stepped out of the base.
Yeah, Mandatory Cloud goes down. He flashes away, takes the javelin to the face. It's now a 5 vs 3 in the base. Mimo goes down, but Mimo's going to drop as well. Caitlyn picking up a lot of kills here, and this is going to be really, really bad for Shen. Trying to get away. That shield is on. Wall stop so incredibly low. Lemon God does go down, and this is just not... Oh, and the javelin in the base.
No.
Hotshot picking up that kill. CLG certain to take this game over. 14-5 the kill score. Have aced them in their base, and that's going to be game. 32 minutes in. CLG will take this series 2-0. Wonderful, wonderful job by them.
That was a great job. And, you know, straight from the beginning, CLG came into this match playing a comp they kind of usually play. You know, Galio, Hotshot, plays a tanky character, maybe a Cho'Gath. And then in this one, they were like, oh, we don't want to play any of those champions. We're actually going to do an entire team comp that's just going to absolutely come at your face. And that's exactly what they did. They just poked out the entire game. Caitlyn doing huge damage in the end. St. Vicious just promoting a lot of initiations coming out of the jungle, being in the jungle all the time. I think every time that Lemon God went for his blue, Saint was there.
Yeah,
he was in the jungle, no matter what level it was.
They had that worded quite successfully. They did a really, really good job there. I mean, CLG controlled the map. Yeah, you know, you put Chaucer on a non-tank this time, or sorry, a Hotshot on a non-tank this time, give him needly. He's actually going to get some kills this time around instead of 19 assists and 0-0. Chaucer the only one not to die in the game, so good job there. Playing really safe on Caitlyn, but looks like he was going for maybe another Phantom Dancer at the very end there. Super, super farmed, of course. You can see on my screen I've got minion kills, and 3 on CLG are all above 200. Big Fat LP, Hotshot, and Chaucer all hitting 200-plus minions, whereas no one on Goose actually hitting that mark at all. You know, the individual gold just way up there. 2 of them above 12,000 gold. No one even hitting 9,000 on Goose. Just really, really far ahead. And so CLG with a 2-0 victory. Hopefully I can get an update on Epic versus V8, but it seemed, you know, Epic won the first game quite handedly. I'm assuming they took game 2. They had almost an identical comp the second time. And you even had Dyrus on stage. That's always a good sign if your teammates are playing their main champions. But we will actually have the next series coming up pretty shortly. That's going to be Team Solo Mid versus Complexity. And a little bit of a story with Team Solo Mid is the odd one actually got stranded in Canada. They actually got stranded in Toronto on Thursday, Friday, whatever. He actually came in like 5 o'clock this morning. He finally got a flight in, but apparently like he had trouble with his ticket or something. Like something was screwed up at the airport. I'm not really sure, but they were like, oh crud, we don't have our 5th. Like they got on live and were like, does anyone live in this area who can come down a ring for us? We need a 5th. You know, this is really important. You've got to get here in like 12 hours because we're playing tomorrow. But he showed up this morning. He's been in the state for less than like 10 hours now, but apparently he's made it in. I'm sure he went immediately to sleep when he came in. But that panic.
Even about jungle paths.
Yeah, pretty much. So it looks like the Rayman has hosted a game. So looks like TSM versus Complexity is going to be happening. So we are going to get ourselves over to a commercial promo break. Then we're going to have an interview with CLG. So stay tuned. We're going to have interviews and commercials.